Hi guys, White Witch 110 here. Just checking in to see how everybody is. We've been busy with the kittens, of course. Ups and downs, their colds are getting better. The mites we're still working on. This is very different for hubby and I, that's for sure. But we have a great amount of support from the people at work. They are more than the clients to us. They are very dear friends. And their support through all this that we've never gone through before means the absolute honest-to-God world to us. Really. We've had people that were very pleasant, that we really enjoyed before, but these ones, there is a difference, definitely. But I thought I would just jump on. There's two of them. That's Waverly and Pearl. Poor Gizmo. She starts playing, and then I'll start playing with her, and then these ones just jump right in. And then she has to back off because they won't let her play. So, yeah, this is like being a mother all over again, that's for sure. We just want them all to, colds and everything else, all, healed up, and there we go. Well, just thought I'd give you a quick update. I do have a story. I may try and read it later. If not, love you all. Ciao for now.
24 grams of whole grains and...
Get him.
Get that mouse.
Mikey likes it.
Get that mouse. It's going slow, Giz. Get it.
With our best price guarantee, she knows she won't find cheaper contacts anywhere. Order now and save 20% on your first purchase. And don't forget to use your Flex spending account or vision insurance benefits before they expire.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhow, the CEO of Plexigen. Seeing our friends and family up close and personal.
Oh, burn that. Now it's gone.
What did it do?
It's even better if you look and feel your best. How does Plexigen
Drake's talking about a water blister on his hand.
on a video conversation?
It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it.
Blake loves to go to my online shop office with me by herself because it's quiet. Me and Blake play really well together.
It's not behind it, Gizzy. It's in front.
And she doesn't always want to do 4 or 5-year-old things.
Hello, White Witch 110 here. I'm out in the living room. I thought you might enjoy a nice little fire here in the fireplace. It hasn't been too bad of a day here, actually. We had some snow, then a mixture of snow and rain by the time hubby and I were leaving work. We had Miss Giz playing with one of those mouse games on the iPad, or not the iPad, on the tablet. And now her sister Pearl is playing with it. One I downloaded has mice, and another one has butterfly, I think cockroach, flies, ladybug, a finger, and a dot, I believe. I still want to download one with a fish. But that's thanks to Patricia at work. She mentioned about the fish one. But when I went to download it from Purina, they said it wasn't available in my country. So I went on to the game site and found a couple that will work. So I figure I will give you some of this story, if not all of it this evening, probably some of it. And this story is One Roof. I approached my former residence with trepidation. I had seen photos and hoped to God that wasn't the reality. The nearer I was, my heart sank. The home I still held dear had lost its former pride. The front lawn now a patch of brown weeds. The attractive railing was gone, replaced by 3 panels of slatted wood. What had forged a home for my childhood had evaporated. My anger grew within. I had to walk away, leaving a portion of my heart behind. A huge hug for a home I dearly loved. As I turned, I heard it call out in recognition and desperation. It sensed my soul, and I felt its. There is a connection that will never forsake. As I strolled the old neighborhood, so much had changed, yet it hadn't. In appearance, it clearly had, but the emotions that cultivated inside me were strong as ever. This would always be my place, no matter where I landed. Stupidly possessive, I stood firm. A large segment of my life transpired here, in this yard, this street, and the sidewalks. It was a constant recalling recalling the glorious moments of each season. I was asked by a woman if I were lost. In a way I was. I used to live here, I explained. My family resided there. I pointed back to the house. 40 years of emotions within those walls. Love, disappointment, happiness, tears, all in that wonderful place. I must have been glowing like a new bride. The woman gave me a strange look. I assured her I wasn't crazy, and I took a photo from my purse. At that instant, her face relaxed in understanding. We bid each other a good day and went about our business. Back in my car, I found it difficult to leave. My memories were rich. The only wish was that I could have continued in this very spot. Always thought I would be an old woman sitting in a rocker on that veranda. Back in my meager apartment, my mind would not stop thinking of my home. I contacted the present owner to see if they would sell. There was no answer. A couple of weeks later, I received a message from them. Could you please contact us as soon as possible, followed by a phone number. They informed me that the week before my call, they had heard noises. They always believed that it was the house settling after a day's weather. Since my call, the noises had escalated. They inquired if anyone had passed away in the house. Not while my family lived there, I told the woman. I suggested she call an investigative team. They found nothing. This was interesting. The current owner requested I come to the house. I jumped at the chance to be back inside. I was at my former home early the following morning. It was strange to press the doorbell, waiting for someone to answer, but I was happy to see the original door in paint. A middle-aged woman answered and ushered me inside. It was like an unexpected prize. The register and staircase, I had to smile. She took me through, mentioning what happened in each room. I pulled up photos of how it appeared during my family's life. There were a few items from our stay still there. The memories are vivid, a joy to my soul. We came back to the living room. We always believed it was the house settling after a day of weather. We really paid no mind to it at all. It was shortly after your phone call things began to happen. The noises we were used to during the evenings we heard during the day. Items like books and keys would be misplaced. We handled it, she said. I knew what was coming. But when we seen the shadow, that was the next level. I could see how shook up she was. Her hands were shaking. She asked if I had ever experienced anything. I admitted I had. I never felt threatened, though. It scares me, she exclaimed. I assured her she was fine. On the way home, I played back how my house looked now. It was so different. All aspects of my family were erased. It was like we were never there. I wasn't sure how I felt about this. It made me want to buy it all the more. I informed my close friend Peter what had transpired. Are you sure you're not causing the hauntings? He asked. How could I questioned. In your sleep, he pointed out. I sat back and thought about his statement. I supposed he could be correct. In the evening, I tried to remember my dreams. In none of them did I visit the old homestead. But that night, I made a visit in my dream. I walked up the old steps, holding the black wrought iron railings. I turned on the veranda and smiled at a child that I was then. Placing my hand on the doorknob, I was inside. Everything was as it had been. I was hearing the pleasant conversations from the second floor. I ran up the stairs, my heart full of hope. It was my parents' voices. I ran room to room. They weren't there. In a split second, it didn't appear to be our place once more. I glided through the house. The sound of my alarm abruptly woke me. It was me haunting. I began to remember other dreams. I didn't think this would change until I had it back. Weeks passed, and every night I was there walking through the house. I began rearranging things. I received another call from the current owner. Items in the house had been moved around. Some stuff she found in the trash can. Other things had disappeared. As she went through her list, I knew they had been in my dreams. I could see myself moving or disposing of said items. I didn't want my house back this way. The worst part was I couldn't stop it. I attempted every night. I thought of all the kinds of things, but the underlying thought was my house. It was before Christmas when I got the call. The owner had had enough, and she was well ready to sell. Her life had turned upside down. She wasn't sleeping, she wasn't eating properly. I made an offer, she accepted. The poor woman had been packing her life in boxes for her getaway. I wished her well as the final box of personal belongings was loaded on the truck. She placed the key in my hand and wished me well. I was glad to see the back of it. She was glad to see the back of it. I stood in the empty home. It was so much easier to picture how it had been. Old furniture began to materialize. Was I wishing into existence? The moving truck blew its horn. Time to stop daydreaming. I stayed up late to be sure everything was a go for the following day. That night, there was someone else in my dream. They were strolling through my house as if they owned it. I didn't recognize the face. This went on for nights on end. I had had enough and spoke out. This is my home. You are not welcome. Leave my dreams alone as well. Just stay away. From behind me I heard a voice. This is my house. It It was an older woman. "This is my house," she repeated. The voice was familiar. I scrutinized the face. There was a little stabbing in my chest. The woman was me. An older me, haunting my younger self. I thought for sure this would stop. It had to now that I knew it was me. It didn't, though. Every night it continued. Every day I woke and searched for what had happened in my dream. Dealing with one of me was enough. It was early morning when the second appeared. The voice of a child playing on her own. I peeked inside the back room. My childhood toys littered the floor. The spirit turned to my step on the wooden floor. My mouth hung open. It was me. How was it that this was possible? How was the present me with the past me and future? We were all under one roof. Could I live with myself? I supposed I would find out. Over the months, I became a recluse. Peter was extremely concerned for my safety. I didn't understand why. I suspended trips for groceries. Instead, I had them delivered. There was a point I couldn't honestly remember being outside in the fresh air. The three of us got along well once they understood their place in my life. Though I admit I was at a loss for mine. I was consumed by the past, indifferent about the future. The only thing that mattered was I was home. Years began to pass quickly. The older me was replaced by the middle-aged version. I seen the headstrong me on the day I drew my last breath. This old woman vowed never to leave and never to frighten the new lives within my home. So far, I have accomplished that. The three of me, content to be together forever under one roof. I hope you enjoyed that story. I am working on another one. As always, I would like to thank my YouTube family for dropping in. Love all of you very much. You mean quite a bit to me. You mean the world to me. Your comments below egg me on and inspire me to continue to write. Anyone just passing through, welcome. Take a look at my other videos while you're here. Maybe there's something else that might strike up your interest. If there is, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Share it out with family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, anybody you think might enjoy. Also, while you're here, consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, go that extra step and click the notification bell so that you'll know the next time that I upload. So everyone have a great rest of your Tuesday night. I thought it was Thursday this morning. And have a wonderful Wednesday. And until the next time, ciao for now.